So in this video, I'm disassembling the first two speakers from the last video. These were both purchased from the Dollar Tree. The first one being a $5 speaker and the second one being a $7 speaker. Really? Let's go with old trusty. Open you little nugget. Oh, it's the sticker. Oh, I didn't have to take that off. Okay. Should I get the other screws out? Yeah. They're kind of being held in, that's fine. Okay, so let's take a closer look. So here's our LED strip. These look like individually addressable RGB LEDs. Here's your main control board. Looks like an 18650 2.22 watt hours lithium ion cell. I'm assuming lithium ion. And then a 3-watt driver that's only held in with 2 screws. They even cost cut the screws. Alright. Can I get a closer look at this? So this one's the LEDs. This one's the speaker driver, and this one's for power. I'm assuming 3.7 volts. Okay, so here's our TF card slot and USB. That chip's covered. Assuming this handles the Bluetooth. Here's our Bluetooth antenna. And this might be the LED driver. Or an amplifier. Looks like there's an IC missing. Interesting. The lithium ion cell is held in with hot glue. Not much in there. I'll try to hook up the micro USB that's provided. Well, that felt crunchy. Yeah, I don't see anything showing up with the cable provided. I think this one is only for charging. Got a charge indicator. Yeah, and the other pins aren't even hooked up. You can see right there, only power and ground. Question is, what is this USB-A port doing? So we'll grab a USB type A to USB-C that I know has a working data line. Oh my gosh, this PCB is sharp. Okay. Let's plug into my laptop. What could go wrong? Still not seeing anything show up.
Power on. The Bluetooth device is ready to pair. The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Nothing. Flip it. Well, if it's not showing up as a USB device, play music through Bluetooth, TF card, aux, and USB. There is no aux on here. I would love an aux on here. How do you play over USB? Wait a second. If I switch it to aux, will it do something? Now the question is, which way was mode?
Radio mode. Auxiliary input mode.
Okay. No USB device is showing up. Maybe it takes a flash drive? It does take a flash card. Interesting, the strap on this one is like rubber. here? Ah, there it is. I'm sure to get this top part off. It doesn't twist, it doesn't pop off. It's just suspended by foam. So those are the driver holes. Is there? Yeah, there's screws on the other side. So that's how it goes together. Interesting. So it recesses. Yeah. That works, I guess. Honestly, this plastic, black plastic feels gross. I think this is glued on. Yep. Ew. Okay. Can we separate it? Yes, we can. Oh. Is this glued onto? I think it is. Oh. Wow, these are not designed to be taken apart. Oh, that's a spicy battery. Okay. So it is quite literally two of those drivers we saw before. So it's just twice as loud. They are magnetic. Let's see if this cell has any life left in it. Reading 2.3 volts. Give me my probe back. This one's labeled at 2.96 watt hours, 3.7 volts. I think it's 800 milliamp hours. I think that's what was labeled on the package. That's secured in there. I'll leave it on the charger a little bit longer. I'll even check the voltage while it's charging. does appear to be charging very slowly. I'll let it sit for a bit. So I was actually able to get the speaker running. It took a charge, and I was able to enter in the pairing mode between the two speakers. And I was actually pleasantly surprised to see that it shows up as a second channel here. So one of them, I think this one shows up as the right channel, and this one shows up as front left. So when I play it, I can individually change the channels. So this is left. I can cut it out. I can put it back in. This one. And back in. I can lock them together. So you can actually get stereo audio out of these, which is kind of cool. It kind of reminds me of those cheap PC speakers from like the real early 2000s. There's not a lot of bass. They sound kind of tinny and distorted, but they work. They can be better than laptop speakers. The thing I don't really like is how these are constructed, though. Let me pull this apart again. So I'm not really a fan of the exposed and unsecured and potentially unprotected lithium ion cell rattling around in here. It really just gets like held in by this foam tape from pressure. And it's held into the casing on this side, so I guess this isn't too bad. But the only thing holding this battery in is this foam, which once that degrades, that's just gonna be loose, and you're gonna have an exposed positive end to your battery, which is not great. At least the casing is plastic, so there's not a lot of stuff for it to hit other than the speakers to ground to. But you could absolutely get a short to one of these speakers. So, not really a fan of this design. I think this should be better secured, even if it's with hot glue like the first one. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one.